Hello and welcome to my video on Black Ops 2. In this video I want to talk about Black Ops 2 and I want to discuss if it's going to simply be another modern military shooter or if it's actually going to be a good game that's worth playing. Now to start off I have to say that I have not played Black Ops 2 and I'm not very knowledgeable about the game. I have in general not been following any news that has been surrounding it, but I just simply want to give you my opinion on what I think the game is going to be like. Now, I have done a little bit of reading on it, and it does seem to be a slight change in the franchise, although this is not the channel to, or the video indeed, to look for Call of Duty content or in general really detailed information. This is just my opinion, so if you want to watch it, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. Now, reading about the game, I can tell you that's about, well, to start off, I'll talk about the single player, and it will feature two connected storylines. So, one of the storylines is set in the 70s and 80s, and the other storyline is set in 2025. So, it's also gonna have some futuristic gameplay, as well as some kind of not old-fashioned, but kind of Cold War era gameplay. The protagonist returns from Black Ops, Alex Mason, obviously in the Cold War section, and I believe in the new kind of campaign, the modern campaign, it's actually going to be his son. Now I'm not sure, but I think it is. What it says here is that the new campaign will have permanent death, where if you die, it will actually have an effect on missions that will happen in the future, which is actually quite interesting because in Call of Duty and pretty much every other first-person shooter I've played, it seems like the story just doesn't really make sense with all the dying you do. With all the dying you have, and I can't speak today, with how much you die is what I'm trying to say. I just can't get my thoughts together. So, I'm not going to go in depth to the storyline. You can read that yourself. It's on the Wikipedia page of Black Ops 2. I imagine it's fairly accurate, even though I don't always trust Wikipedia. The main, obviously, I'm mostly interested in zombies and the multiplayer. Now, zombies has always been, for me, the highlight of the Call of Duty series. I only ever bought Black Ops 2 for the zombies, and it was kind of a shame that I bought it because none of my friends played it on PC at the time. So that was actually quite annoying because I buy the game and no one's playing it with me, so that was a really big shame. And then I played a bit of the multiplayer until I got really bored, like with every single Call of Duty game I played. And I played Call of Duty 2 and onwards, so I have a fairly decent understanding of how everything is like, and nothing seems to change at all regarding the single player, so that's not very interesting to me, although this game seems to change something, although we'll see what happens. But the zombies is certainly an interesting aspect, and that's one thing I'm really looking forward to with Black Ops 2. And again, I will definitely buy this game, because I think it's going to have something, hopefully, well, maybe not even revolutionary, but it seems like Call of Duty is taking the right step in the right direction. Maybe it's not going to be your average, crappy, modern military shooter like Medal of Honor is, for example, Medal of Honor Warfighter. Hopefully, it's actually a good game. Now, I've seen some gameplay of multiplayer. Again, I'm not the person to ask or to criticize on my knowledge of multiplayer because I don't really have much knowledge. I'm just talking about what I think of this game. I'm actually looking forward to the multiplayer. I think it's going to be quite fun from what I've seen in a couple of YouTube videos. And again, if you want to see actual content, go into other channels, and it should be quite interesting. Now, because obviously I only do PC gaming, I also want to outline the requirements that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 will need for your PC. So you obviously need to have Vista or 7. The strange thing is Windows XP is not supported, which is very weird indeed. Most games obviously even nowadays still support Windows XP, which is really strange. You need to have a Core 2 Duo, 2 gigs of RAM or 4 gigs if you have 64-bit OS, and an ATI 3870 or a NVIDIA GeForce 8800. So you need to have a fairly up-to-date PC. Now, obviously, these are only minimum requirements. That means that the game will not run too well. You'll pretty much be running it on low, so you'll not be getting the graphics that this game will come with. Hopefully, they're going to be good. You won't be getting good textures. You won't be getting good models. Not your animations will kind of suck too. So, again, if you want a game with PCs, you do have to have a good, powerful PC. You can't just go in and expect to spend 400 quid and be able to play all games. Now, if you just want to play games, in my opinion, the PC, you don't need a really expensive PC. I think £800 or about 1,300 US dollars should be enough to build a decent gaming PC that will last you for the next 2 years. You don't need to spend £1,500 or like $2,500 on a PC that you won't even use the full performance. So I think Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is going to be a very interesting game, in that it's set in the future, and this is arguable, but no Call of Duty game has been set this far into the future yet. Now, for example, Modern Warfare 3, yeah, sure, it's modern and it's set in, I think, like 2018 or something, but it still uses technology that's mostly available today. I'm not talking about the realism of anything, I'm just saying the technology. And I think that's quite interesting, because this game is obviously 2025, and it's implying that technology will be very advanced by then. It's like robots, drones. It's very interesting to see how everything will turn out with this. Now, again, I don't really know too much about the multiplayer, but from what I've seen, it is looking fairly decent. It's looking pretty cool with all of your, your unmanned vehicles, your jet fighters, your robots. Hopefully, one thing I'm hoping they do with this game is make maps big. One thing I don't like about Call of Duty is the fact that multiplayer maps are tiny. And for those of you that think, oh yeah, they're not that small, okay, well, compare them to Battlefield 3 maps. Battlefield 3 maps are huge. Like, even Battlefield Bad Company 2, which is a fairly old game now, had massive maps. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which came out a year ago, for some reason can't manage to put big maps into their game, which is a really big shame. I find it quite boring running around in circles and looking for enemies to kill, when I could be doing, vehicular combat. I could be going in jet fighters like Battlefield 3. I could be having a lot more fun. And again, you could argue that Call of Duty isn't about that. It's just about run and gun. It's about running and shooting enemies in the face, and that's it. Okay, that's cool. If you think that, that's fine, but I think it would be much more interesting if players had the choice to go into vehicles. And I'm not talking kill streaks. I think kill streaks aren't the best system, because, especially if they stack, because then, again, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. But I don't really like kill streaks too much in general. Like, sure, they're not a bad idea, and you have to reward the player somehow for achieving in a game, but I don't think giving him a huge advantage over the enemy is very fair. For example, I'm going to take PlanetSide 2 as an example. When you play, you earn cert points, and what these allow you to do is to buy weapons, to buy upgrades, and it's not a direct impact that a player will face. So say if you kill like 5 people, you're not going to have anything that happens from that directly, but you will have this, in kind of like your bank, your points building up that you can buy and unlock weapons and attachments and things like that with. You're not directly getting a gunship you can absolutely decimate your enemy with. I don't think that's fair. So hopefully they can change that. No, again, I don't know anything about this. This is just like going in blind with this video. I think that's a better way of doing things. This is what I'm expecting, and I'm prepared to be disappointed. I'll be honest, I'm prepared to be disappointed with this game. I'm prepared for it to suck, like the past, let's see, 4 Call of Duties have done. Well, 3 actually, to be fair. Because in my opinion, the last good Call of Duty was Call of Duty 5. After that, or World at War. After that, Call of Duty just went downhill. So the last 3 weren't too good at all. Black Ops 2 actually might be good. Again, like I've said, I'm looking forward to it definitely. Again, it's coming November the 13th, 2012. So today is the 6th, so it's coming in, my maths is awful, 7 days. So a week. Hopefully, it's going to be good. I think that's all I have to say for this video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See you later.